The true meaning of dua goes far beyond the simple act of asking for something. It is not merely a list of wishes presented to Allah, nor is it a ritual confined to specific moments after prayer. Dua is at its core an intimate connection between a servant and their Creator. It is a space where the heart speaks without barriers, where the soul finds its voice even when words fail. Many people reduce dua to a transaction. I ask and I receive. But in reality, dua is a relationship. It is an expression of dependence, a recognition of one's Arabic dada, Arabic kain, Arabic weakness, and an acknowledgement that no matter how capable we think we are always in need of Allah. When a person truly understands this, their entire approach to dua changes. It is no longer rushed or mechanical. It becomes something deeply personal, something they look forward to, something they rely on not just in moments of crisis, but in every phase of life. Dua is also an act of worship, and one of the most powerful forms at that. Unlike other acts of worship that may require physical effort or specific conditions, dua is always accessible. Whether a person is walking, sitting, lying down, or even unable to speak aloud, they can still call upon Allah. This accessibility is a sign of Allah's mercy, showing that the door to Him is never closed. Yet, despite how easy it is to make dua, many people underestimate its value. They may delay it, neglect it, or only turn to it when all other options have failed. This mindset reflects a misunderstanding of what dua truly is. It is not a last resort. It is the first and most powerful response to any situation. When someone internalizes this, they begin to see dua not as something optional, but as something essential, like breathing for the soul. Another important aspect of understanding dua is recognizing that it is not limited by language or eloquence. A person does not need to use perfect words or memorize long supplications for their dua to be accepted. What matters most is sincerity. A broken sentence filled with genuine emotion can be more powerful than a perfectly structured dua spoken without presence of heart. Allah understands what is in the hearts even before it is expressed. This means that even silence, when filled with intention, can be a form of dua. Sometimes a person may sit quietly, overwhelmed by their problems, unable to articulate what they feel. Yet, in that moment, their Arabic kif, Arabic lam, Arabic ba, heart is calling out to Allah more loudly than any words ever could. This is the depth of dua. It is not confined to what is spoken, but extends to what is felt. Understanding dua also requires letting go of the idea that it must always produce immediate results. Many people become discouraged when they do not see quick answers to their prayers. They begin to question whether their dua is being heard or whether they are doing something wrong. But this perspective overlooks a fundamental truth. Every dua is heard and every dua is answered, just not always in the way or timing that we expect. Sometimes the answer is yes. Sometimes it is a not yet, and sometimes it is I have something better for you. When a person truly understands the meaning of dua, they begin to trust this process. They realize that the purpose of dua is not Arabic for Arabic kaf, Arabic taught to get what they want, but to strengthen their connection with Allah and to align their Arabic gaf, Arabic lam, Arabic ba with His wisdom. Dua is also transformative. It does not just change situation, changes people. When someone consistently turns to Allah, they begin to develop qualities like patience, humility, and reliance. They become more aware of their own limitations and more appreciative of Allah's Arabic kaf, Arabic dala, Arabic rot, Arabic ta. Over time, that perspective shifts. Problems that once seemed overwhelming become manageable because they know they are not facing them alone. This transformation is one of the greatest gifts of dua. Even before the external circumstances change, the internal state of the person begins to improve. They feel calmer, more hopeful, and more grounded. This inner peace is, in itself, a powerful answer to their Arabic dala, Arabic kain, Arabic alif. At the same time, understanding dua requires recognizing its emotional depth. It is not meant to be dry or detached. It is meant to be felt. When a person makes dua, they are encouraged to open their heart completely, to be honest about their fears, their desires, and their struggles. There is no need to hide anything, because Allah already knows everything. This honesty creates a sense of relief, as if a heavy burden has been lifted. It allows a person to process their emotions in a healthy and meaningful way. Instead of bottling up their pain or seeking temporary distractions, they bring everything to Allah. This act alone can be incredibly healing. Dua is also a reminder of hope. No matter how difficult a situation may seem, the act of making dua is a declaration that change is possible. It is a refusal to give in to despair. When someone raises their hands and calls upon Allah, they are acknowledging that there is always a way forward, even if they cannot see it yet. This hope is essential, especially during times of hardship. It keeps a person going when everything else seems to be falling apart. It reassures them that they are not abandoned, that their struggles are seen, and that relief will come in the best way and at the best time. Moving to the second point, dua as a direct conversation with Allah carries a level of intimacy that is unmatched by any other form of communication. In our daily lives, conversations are often limited by time, space, and social boundaries. We may hesitate to share certain thoughts with others out of fear of judgment or misunderstanding. But with Allah, there are no such barriers. A person can speak freely, openly, and honestly, knowing that they are being heard by the one who understands them better than they understand themselves. This creates a unique sense of closeness, a feeling that no matter how alone a person may feel in the world, they are never truly alone. This direct connection means that there is no intermediary between the servant and Allah. There is no need to go through anyone else, no need to wait for a specific moment or place. At any time, in any situation, a person can turn to Allah and begin their conversation. This immediacy is powerful. It means that help is always within reach, that comfort is always available, and that guidance is always accessible. When a person fully realizes this, they begin to incorporate dua into every aspect of their life. It is no longer something reserved for times of distress. It becomes a constant dialogue, a continuous connection that provides strength and direction. Speaking to Allah through dua also fosters a sense of Arabic kalam, Arabic kav, attachment. The more a person engages in this conversation, the stronger their bond with Allah becomes. They begin to recognize His presence in their lives more clearly. They see His signs in both ease and difficulty. They start to feel a sense of Arabic alif mamduda, Arabic rat, Arabic relief, Arabic meme. Peace when they turn to Him knowing that they are in the care of the most merciful. This attachment is not built overnight. It develops through consistency and sincerity. Each dua, no matter how small, contributes to this growing relationship. Another beautiful aspect of this conversation is that it is completely personal. No two people have the same relationship with Allah, and no two du'as are exactly alike. Each person brings their own experiences, emotions, and perspectives into their conversation. This individuality makes dua deeply meaningful. It is not about copying someone else's words or following a rigid structure. It is about expressing oneself authentically. Whether someone speaks in their native language or whispers silently in their heart, what matters is that they are connecting with Allah in a way that is true to them. Dua as a conversation also teaches active listening, even though it may not be in the traditional sense. While a person speaks to Allah, they also begin to observe how their life unfolds. They start to notice how certain doors open and others close, how certain opportunities arise, and how certain difficulties lead to unexpected Arabic alif, Arabic lam, Arabic yet, Arabic ra. Good. These experiences become part of the conversation. They are responses from Allah, guiding the person, shaping their path, and teaching them valuable lessons. When someone pays attention to this, they begin to see their entire life as a dialogue with Allah, where every moment carries meaning and purpose. This understanding changes the way a person approaches both joy and hardship. In moments of happiness, they turn to Allah in gratitude, acknowledging His blessings and expressing their appreciation. In moments of difficulty, they turn to Him for support, seeking strength and guidance. This balance keeps their heart connected at all times. It prevents them from becoming Arabicreen, Arabicrat, Arabiquois, arrogant, in success or hopeless, in failure. Instead, they remain grounded, aware that everything comes from Allah and returns to Him. Ultimately, viewing dua as a direct conversation with Allah transforms it from a simple act into a profound experience. It becomes a source of comfort, a means of healing, and a pathway to spiritual growth. It allows a person to navigate life with a sense of purpose and reassurance. knowing that they are always connected to the one who controls everything. Why dua is the believer's greatest weapon is something that becomes clear only when a person truly reflects on the nature of life and the limitations of human ability. Every individual, no matter how strong, intelligent, or resourceful, eventually encounters situations where their own efforts are not enough. There are moments when doors remain closed despite repeated attempts, when solutions seem out of reach, and when the future appears uncertain. It is in these moments that the true power of dua emerges. Unlike worldly tools that are limited by time, space, and capability, dua connects a person directly to the one whose power has no limits. This is why it is described as a weapon, not in the sense of aggression, but as a source of strength, protection, and victory in the face of difficulty. A weapon is something a person relies on when they are vulnerable, when they need defense or support. In the same way, dua becomes the believer's shield against despair and their strength against hardship. When a person raises their hands and calls upon Allah, they are not just making a request. They are placing their trust in the ultimate authority over all things. This act alone shifts their mindset. Instead of feeling helpless, they feel supported. Instead of being overwhelmed by their problems, they begin to see those problems in the context of Allah's limitless power. What once seemed impossible now becomes possible, not because the situation has changed immediately, but because their perspective has changed. Dua is also powerful because it works in ways that are often unseen. People tend to focus only on visible outcomes, expecting immediate changes in their circumstances. However, the impact of dua goes far beyond what can be observed. It can prevent harm that was meant to come, open doors that were previously hidden, and create opportunities that a person could never have planned for. There are countless moments in life where things fall into place in ways that cannot be explained by coincidence alone. These are often the results of sincere duas made in moments of vulnerability, moments when a person turned to Allah with complete reliance. Another dimension of dua as a weapon is its ability to bring inner strength. External challenges are not always the hardest part of a trial. Often it is the internal struggle, the fear, the anxiety, the doubt that weighs a person down. Dua addresses this internal battle directly. When a person consistently turns to Allah, they begin to feel a sense of calm and reassurance. Their heart becomes more resilient, their mind more focused, and their Arabicrat, Arabiquao, Arabicit soul more at peace. This inner transformation is crucial because it enables them to face challenges with patience and clarity. Even if the situation does not change immediately, they are no longer crushed by it. The power of dua also lies in its accessibility. Unlike other forms of strength that may require specific conditions or resources, dua is available to everyone at all times. A person does not need wealth, status, or influence to make dua. All they need is sincerity. This universality makes it one of the most empowering tools a believer has. No matter how powerless someone may feel in the eyes of the world, they are never powerless when they have the ability to call upon Allah. This realization can be incredibly liberating. It removes the sense of dependency on people and redirects it toward the Creator, who is always Arabicit, Arabicalif, Arabictada, Arabicrat, present and always capable of responding. Dua also serves as a means of protection. Just as a weapon can be used to defend against harm, dua can shield a person from difficulties that they may not even be aware of. There are situations that could have caused pain or loss, but were averted through the mercy of Allah, often as a result of sincere supplications. This protective aspect of dua is subtle but profound. It reminds a person that their life is not just shaped by what happens, but also by what does not happen. Recognizing this deepens their appreciation for dua and strengthens their commitment to it. Though, at the same time, understanding dua as a weapon requires a shift in attitude. It is not about using dua only in moments of desperation and then abandoning it when things improve. A true believer integrates dua into their daily life, using it consistently as a source of strength and guidance. This consistency builds a stronger connection with Allah and enhances the effectiveness of their supplications. It turns dua from a reactive measure into a proactive one, something that shapes their life rather than simply responding to it. Moving to the difference between ritual dua and heartfelt dua, this distinction is essential for truly understanding how dua works. Ritual dua refers to supplications that are made out of habit or obligation, often without much thought or emotion. A person may recite certain phrases or follow a routine, but their heart is not fully engaged. Their mind may be distracted, their focus divided, and their words spoken without deep reflection. While such du'as are still valuable and can carry reward, they do not have the same impact as heartfelt du'as. Heartfelt dua, on the other hand, comes from a place of genuine emotion and sincerity. It is not limited by structure or formality. It is raw, honest, and deeply personal. When a person makes heartfelt dua, they are fully present in the moment. Their Arabic gaf, Arabic lam, Arabic ba is engaged. Their mind is focused, and their emotions are aligned with their words. They are not just speaking, they are connecting. This type of dua has a different energy, a different depth. It reflects a true Arabic alif, Arabic lam, Arabic alif, Arabic jim, Arabic tet marbuta, need for Allah and a sincere desire for His help and guidance. One of the key differences between ritual and heartfelt dua is the level of awareness. In ritual dua, a person may not fully consider what they are saying. They may repeat words they have memorized without reflecting on their meaning. In contrast, heartfelt dua involves a conscious effort to understand and feel each word. Even if the words are simple, they carry weight because they are backed by intention and emotion. This awareness enhances the quality of the dua and strengthens its impact. Another difference lies in the level of vulnerability. Heartfelt dua requires a person to be open and honest with Allah, to admit their weaknesses, their fears, and their shortcomings. This vulnerability can be difficult, especially in a world where people are often encouraged to appear strong and self-sufficient. However, it is precisely this openness that makes dua powerful. When a person acknowledges their dependence on Allah, they create space for His mercy and guidance to enter their life. Ritual dua, while still beneficial, may not always reach this level of depth if it is performed without genuine feeling. Consistency also plays a role in distinguishing between the two. Ritual dua may be performed regularly, but without variation or personal connection. Heartfelt dua, however, evolves with a person's experiences. It reflects their current Arabic alif, Arabic lam, Arabic ta state, their changing circumstances and their ongoing journey. It is dynamic rather than static, adapting to the needs of the moment. This makes it more meaningful and more relevant to the person's life. It is important to note that ritual dua is not inherently negative. In fact, it can serve as a foundation, a starting point for developing a deeper connection. The key is to move beyond the surface and bring life into those rituals. This can be done by slowing down, focusing on the meaning of the words, and allowing oneself to feel the emotions behind them. Over time, what begins as a routine can transform into something deeply personal and impactful. The difference between ritual and heartfelt dua ultimately comes down to presence. It is about being fully engaged in the act, both mentally and emotionally. When a person achieves this level of presence, their dua becomes more than just words. It becomes an experience, a moment of connection that leaves a lasting Arabic hamzat alif, Arabic thit, Arabic rat impact on their heart. Understanding Allah's closeness when you call Him is one of the most transformative realizations a person can have. Many people grow up believing in Allah, worshipping Him, and making dua to Him, yet they still feel a sense of distance, as if their words are traveling far into the unseen, hoping to reach a response. But the reality described in Islam is entirely different. Allah is not distant from the one who calls upon Him. Rather, He is nearer than anything a person can comprehend. This nearness is not physical, but it is deeply real in a way that affects the heart, the mind, and the soul. When a person begins to truly understand this, their entire relationship with dua changes. It no longer feels like calling out into emptiness. It feels like speaking directly to the one who is already fully aware of every thought, every fear, and every hope. This awareness removes a major barrier that often exists in people's hearts, the feeling of hesitation. When someone believes that Allah is far away, they may delay making dua, thinking they need to be in a perfect state or use perfect words. They may feel that their problems are too small to mention or too insignificant to bring up. But when they realize that Allah is close, closer than their own jugular vein, that hesitation begins to disappear. They understand that they can turn to Him at any moment, in any condition, with any concern. There is no need for formality, no requirement for perfection. What matters is the sincerity of the heart and the willingness to reach out. This closeness also brings a sense of comfort that's difficult to find elsewhere. In human relationships, even the closest people cannot fully understand what is inside someone's heart. There are always limitations, misunderstandings, judgments, or simply the inability to feel exactly what the other person is feeling. But with Allah, there is complete understanding. He knows the unspoken words, the hidden Arabic dala pain, and the silent struggles that a person may never share with anyone else. When a person internalizes this, they begin to feel less alone. Even in moments of isolation, when no one else is around or able to help, they know that Allah is present, aware, and attentive. Calling upon Allah with the awareness of His closeness also changes the tone of the dua itself. It becomes more personal, more intimate. Instead of speaking in a distant or formal manner, a person begins to speak from the heart, expressing their thoughts and emotions openly. They may talk about their fears, their dreams, their regrets, and their hopes without holding back. This openness creates a deeper connection, making the act of dua feel more like a genuine conversation rather than a structured request. It is in these moments of sincerity that a person often feels the strongest sense of peace, as if a weight has been lifted from their chest. Another important aspect of Allah's closeness is that it is constant. It does not fluctuate based on a person's state of Arabic in, Arabic ba, Arabic alif, Arabic ta worship, or their level of righteousness. While a person's awareness of this closeness may increase or decrease, Allah Himself is always near. This means that even when someone feels distant due to their own mistakes or Arabic yada, Arabic in and Arabic sa, it can still turn to Allah without fear of rejection. In fact, those moments of Arabic dada, Arabic in, Arabic fa can become opportunities for a deeper connection as a person humbles themselves and seeks forgiveness and guidance. Understanding this removes the Arabic it, Arabic wow, Arabic fa fear that often prevents people from making dua after they have sinned. Instead of turning away, they turn back, knowing that Allah's door is always open. This closeness also implies responsiveness. When Allah says that He responds to the call of the caller when they call upon Him, it reassures the believer that their voice is heard. Every dua, no matter how small or how simple, is acknowledged. This does not mean that every request is granted immediately or in the exact form that it was made, but it does mean that nothing goes unnoticed. This awareness encourages consistency. A person continues to make dua not out of desperation alone, but out of trust in the relationship they have with Allah. They know that even if they do not see immediate results, their connection remains intact and their efforts are not wasted. At the same time, understanding Allah's closeness requires a shift in how a person views their own role. It is not just about asking, it is about being Arabic heat, Arabic caliph, Arabic kiss, Arabic rat, present in that moment. It is about engaging with sincerity, focusing the heart, and truly believing that Allah is listening. When a person brings this level of presence into their dua, the experience becomes more meaningful. It is no longer a routine action, but a moment of connection that can have a lasting impact on their emotional and spiritual state. Why no dua is ever ignored is another profound truth that strengthens a believer's faith and perseverance. At first glance, it may seem as though some duas go unanswered. A person may ask for something repeatedly and not see the outcome they hoped for. This can lead to feelings of doubt or disappointment if they do not fully understand how dua works. However, the concept that no dua is ignored challenges this perception and invites a deeper reflection on the nature of Allah's response. Every dua made with sincerity is received and responded to in one of several ways. Sometimes the exact request is granted and the person sees a clear and direct answer. Other times the response is delayed, not as a form of denial, but as a reflection of divine wisdom. There may be factors that the person is unaware of, timing, circumstances, or outcomes that are not yet suitable. In such cases, the delay itself becomes part of the answer, teaching patience and trust. Then there are moments when what is asked for is not given at all, but something better is provided instead. This requires a level of Arabic alif, Arabic vase, Arabic meme, Arabic alif, Arabic noon. Faith that goes beyond immediate understanding, trusting that Allah knows what is truly best. There is also the reality that some duas are answered in ways that are not visible. A person may ask for something specific, but instead, Allah may remove a harm that was meant to come their way. This protection may go unnoticed because the person never experiences the difficulty that was averted. Yet, it is still a direct response to their dua. This hidden aspect of dua is a reminder that not all answers are meant to be seen. Some are felt, some are experienced indirectly, and some will only be fully understood later. Another form of response is the reward that is stored for the hereafter. Every sincere dua carries value, even if it does not result in a visible change in this world. That effort, that moment of turning to Allah is recorded and rewarded. On the Day of Judgment, a person may find immense rewards linked to the duas they once thought were unanswered. This perspective shifts the way a person views their supplication. It is no longer just about immediate outcomes. It is about long-term benefit, both in this life and beyond. Understanding that no dua is ignored also addresses the issue of impatience. It is natural for people to want quick results, especially when they are dealing with pain or uncertainty. However, impatience can weaken the quality of dua, turning it into a conditional act. It will continue as long as I see results. True sincerity requires consistency regardless of the outcome. It requires trusting that Allah's response is always aligned with wisdom, even if it does not match personal expectations. When a person embraces this mindset, they become more patient, more resilient, and more committed to their relationship with Allah. This understanding also prevents despair. One of the most dangerous feelings a person can experience is the belief that their efforts are meaningless. When someone thinks that their duas are being ignored, they may stop making them altogether. But when they know that every dua is heard and responded to, that sense of hopelessness is replaced with hope. They continue to ask, to seek, and to rely on Allah, knowing that their connection is alive and active. The idea that no dua is ignored also reinforces the importance of sincerity. It is not about the quantity of duas, but the quality. A single sincere dua, made with full presence of heart, can have a greater impact than countless words spoken without focus. This encourages a person to be mindful in their supplications, to slow down, to reflect, and to truly engage with what they are saying. It turns dua into a meaningful practice rather than a routine obligation. Ultimately, believing that no dua is ignored transforms the entire experience of Arabic Alif, Arabic Lam, Arabic Dala, Arabic Tana, Arabic Kin, Arabic Alif, Arabic Hamza. It removes doubt, strengthens faith, and encourages persistence. It reminds a person that they are always heard, always acknowledged, and always cared for, even in ways they may not immediately recognize.